A lot of things happened in last night's tell-all. So let's not waste any time and let's get into the nitty and freaking gritty. Let's dive into the first one.
Not the father of Trisha's baby.
No, I'm not.
Gosh. So wondering, Trish, if Rick is not the father, who is? Is it your ex?
No, it's someone that I met 2 months after Rick on vacation and work trip.
See, I really want to break this down here real quick. Sometimes when we watch the show, we don't know what's real and what's not. What's been forced, what's not. What's reality and what's not. The thing that I find so fascinating about Trish, and I have two takes on this. It's interesting that the whole time she was with Rick in Madagascar, she made sure that Rick, 1, met the family, 2, guaranteed he was going to obviously marry her, as well as most importantly, guarantee they were going to have kids. And this is something that she demanded and needed from him, and also something that her family needed from him as well. But you're telling me 2 months later, she got with this guy from Australia, she met him somewhere. And Lord knows how long they were together for, but she's already pregnant with this guy, but the guy's no longer here. So I do wonder, did she take this guy through the same trials and tribulations that she took Rick? Did this guy also have to meet the family? Did the family then have to also approve of this guy? And then also on top of that was the kid, obviously, boom, bam. So I do wonder, why is it that this guy that she's now pregnant with seems to have gotten a different journey, a different path to, impregnating Trish, should we say. I do find that interesting. So therefore, this is when I ask the question, what's real and what's fake? But then also on top of that, this is when I also ask this question to every single one of you. Do you think that there's a possibility that Trisha went out of her way to purposely get pregnant by this man? Because we know how much she wants to be a mother. She expressed it so many times. And unfortunately, we live in a world where there are some people in this world that do purposely have a child because they just want to have a child. Sometimes people have a child because they want to have a child to keep them around. Either way, there were many people in this world that sometimes have children for reasons we just think, damn. So I am curious, do you think this pregnancy was on purpose? Because you see, she didn't get pregnant when she was sleeping with Rick, but she got pregnant with this other guy. Now, the reason why she would have never got pregnant while sleeping with Rick can come down to 1 or 2 reasons. It's either 1, whenever they slept together, it wasn't necessarily during her ovulation stage, so therefore she is less likely to get pregnant unless she's in that stage, right? So maybe that's the situation with her and Rick. Or, when it came to her and Rick, protection was always used. Whether it be him using protection or her being on something, protection clearly was used. So for her to not get pregnant with this random dude that quick makes me wonder, how did this happen? And I don't want to hear nobody saying, well, accidents happen. Nah. Because I've just given you a whole story about how she was sleeping with Rick multiple times and nothing came of it. She also had an ex before Rick. She slept with multiple times and nothing came of it. But this guy, all of a sudden, boom. And I know there's some people in this world that, depending on the age, they like to fast forward the process because they're afraid that if they leave any longer, it may simply never happen. Food for thought. But let's continue.
I'm not in a relationship with this guy anymore.
And then the next night, you were with someone else.
Yes. But it wasn't a break. She said that there was no chance of us getting back together.
But didn't you say you wanted to work on it?
Yes, no.
See, it's quite interesting here because they're now going to grill Rick for simply sleeping with another woman the very next day after him and Trisha had broken up.
Nora. Yes, Nora.
To me, that doesn't make me feel like you're trying to fix it with me if you're sleeping with someone else.
Totally right, Rick. You should have been honest to me like, oh, I already have someone, Trish. You should
In that 5-month period, were you talking?
You know what's so interesting? I'm under the impression that Trisha only found out literally just here that Rick slept with somebody else in Madagascar after she broke up with him. Yes, of course, he turned up to the airport and still told her a bunch of heebie-jeebies about how he still wanted to be with her. But I understand that, yes, he slept with somebody the day after. Which meant he was single, right? Which means he can do what he wants, right? That's exactly what he needs. And also, we know that Rick has needs that he needs to be met, right? But this is the thing that I do find interesting though. Trisha only just found out this just right now. So why is it a big deal that he slept with someone the next day if you are pretty much pregnant right now with a whole freaking child to be born with a whole other dude? Fair enough, you may go pregnant a few months later. But either way though, I don't understand people that have this thing. They're like, oh, I can't believe you moved on like that quickly. You set me free. What do we do? Wait around? Like, some of us don't mind having a rebound. Some of us don't mind having other people waiting around to get into bed, because that's what being single's all about. And let's call it what it is. There's many people that break up today. Both of them will probably go off and sleep with someone tomorrow and then be back together the following day, if not the following week. This is the thing that happens in life. Honestly, but let's continue.
Talking to Trisha.
Yeah, 2 weeks after he got back to United States, we still talking.
Madagascar?
From Madagascar.
Okay, did you go back over and visit her?
No, but we took a trip to Hong Kong.
Which is supposed to be my birthday trip.
Yes.
I feel like this was just like a whole opportunity just for Trisha just to feel better. And trust me when I tell you, I'm not out here trying to defend Rick's behavior in any shape or form. I just find this quite fascinating because it's just interesting to me, because why is it all of a sudden all of a sudden Trish has all these things to say that aren't relevant anymore? Like, she's the one that kept giving this guy chance after chance after chance after chance. And I want you to remember what I'm saying here. Trisha is the one that kept giving Rick chance after chance after chance. Remember that, because that's going to be very key to the end of their segment. But let's dive in and continue listening to Trisha, jump at any opportunity to try and make Rick feel bad about doing things as a single man. Yes, he went to Hong Kong after. That's because you two wasn't together anymore. What's wrong with that? He went to somewhere different because you two weren't together anymore. In fact, where was you when he was in Hong Kong?
Wait a minute, what? And the trip to Hong Kong together?
Before Rick left my country, we were talking like, on your birthday, we were going something like that. And I found out later that he went with the girl.
Oh, that's painful. Oh, that's painful, man.
She was in Indonesia while I was in Hong Kong.
Trisha's like Emma. They love to just complain, but they're literally behaving the same way, or if not worse. Emma was literally behaving worse than Zayed because she was physically out there sleeping with men whilst complaining about him talking to women. Trisha's out here legitimately getting pregnant with a whole other dude while complaining about Rick going to Hong Kong and sleeping with someone else the next day. Huh? And also on top of that, they both said that after Rick went back to the US, they were both still talking for a set amount of time. Now, within that set amount of time that her and Rick were still talking, that means Rick would have been obviously communicating with his girl from Madagascar, right? Which is cool because he's a single man. But in the same light, what was Trisha doing? She claims that she met this guy on a work trip and then all of a sudden she got pregnant. I ain't saying she's lying, but at the end of the day, the whole time you and Rick were talking, you was also out there being open to meet other people too. And then what happened? You got pregnant. So, honestly, Trish and Emma are like the same person in this whole freaking segment, but let's continue.
Trish, what were you doing in Indonesia?
I was with the guy, the baby daddy.
Used pad?
Oh, Rick.
I mean, we reuse sheets, don't we? We put them
Have you...
I gotta say though, Rick is absolutely revolting though, like using this splash pad, this pad thing. The thing, they remember the thing that looked like a big massive, what we call it a bin bag. Don't know if you guys call it a body bag, but that black sheet. Yeah, obviously he bought it there for them to have fun with because he understood that Trisha was somebody that likes to splash when she's enjoying her stuff, which is completely fine, right? But here's the thing though, Rick cannot compare bringing the same thing he uses with another female compared to your bed sheets. That's just wrong. He's wrong for that. Absolutely wrong for that. Because you have no idea what disease, what STI, what AIDS or anything that's used splash pad, whatever the hell it is, could be carrying. Yeah, I mean, listen. Yeah, Rick is nasty for that one. Absolutely grotesque for that one.
and Trisha had any conversations about getting back together?
Yes, we have.
Willing to take care of someone else's baby?
That's a lot. Yeah, right now we have a baby involved.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? I said to you, lovely folks, Trisha's given Rick chance after chance after chance, and now she's back doing what? Giving him another chance. But yet she wants to sit there and complain about his attitude, complain about who he's sleeping with, complain what he's doing when them two are no longer together. But yet she still give him chance after chance after chance. Honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Rick would be a fool to get back with Trisha at this point. Because, well, she's pregnant with a kid that isn't yours for starters. You've already got plenty of kids of your own to look after. So now you're going to go back into her life and now have to help her raise a child. When in reality, maybe this child could have been yours if these two had obviously, behaved in a better way with their communication. But at the same time, though, Rick was very unsure about whether or not he wanted to have a child with Trisha. So it is very, very strange that Rick all of a sudden is more than happy, allegedly, apparently, to step up to be this unborn child's stepfather, even though he didn't actually want to have any more kids with Trisha. That's just booky. But I can tell you this now, though. Trisha and Rick are definitely not together anymore because there has been information that has surfaced online, okay, ladies and gentlemen, showing that Rick has now moved on and he now has a new boo in his life, okay? And because of that, Rick is obviously now definitely in a position where he's got a new woman in his life, okay? And bear in mind, I don't know why I cannot find it. It's literally here on my screen. There we go. I have found it. This is Rick now with his new boo. Look at Rick and his new boo 7 hours ago. So you know this stuff is real time. Love you, baby, as he says. Well, I'm just happy to see that them two are now finally come to an end, and that is the end of their journey. But now we're going to move on to the next part of the tale. Oh, let's get into this one.
Got tattoos of each other's names. You did. Where are they? Can I see?
Babe, show yours.
Okay. Wow.
Mine is. Thank you, Forrest.
Yeah, no problem.
I do wonder what has been lasered off here. Maybe she's had other names in the past of men that she's obviously, maybe tattooed on herself. But either way, though, Elise and Josh have decided to get tattoos, obviously, of each other, which tells me one simple thing. Their relationship's already doomed. Because clearly this is a act of insecurity between the both of them two. It doesn't make any sense for them to tattoo each other, to be honest with you. So yeah, but let's continue. And I'm not saying everybody that tattoos their partner is out of insecurities. I'm just saying at these two, that's what I'm reading. But let's continue.
Thank you.
It is absolutely mind-blowing to me that Josh's friends would have the audacity to say that she's not good enough for him.
Right? So you're basing it on money?
Yeah, you can't base it on.
So here's the thing. We found out that Elise has a trust fund from her daddy. And this is why Laura is saying what she's saying that clearly, Elise is clearly good enough for Josh, if not even too good for him. And as you can see, the friends and whatnot said what because of the money. Let me allow Laura to finish her sentence.
Money.
No, I'm not basing that solely on money, but Elise has everything going for her, and Josh is the one not stable, living in different places, and she's willing to give that up and move to Australia.
I hate to say that I agree, but I agree with Laura. It's not even about the money. It's just the fact is, if you look at him, what the hell is happening in his life right now? The man is 39, 40 years of age or whatever, and he hasn't even got his life sorted out. Like, if they were in their 20s, different conversation. But they're like this guy is in his 40s, pushing there now, right? Come on. Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody gets their big break at different stages in their life, right? A number shouldn't necessarily define when you get your big break in life. But having a form of stability should definitely be defined by your age. And the fact that he has no stability is a massive problem. Because there's a fine line between a big break and a stability. Stability is simple as you find a good job, okay, that's going to do you by for the time being whilst you are chasing a certain dream. Okay, that's finally going to give you your big break. You see what I'm saying? But while you're chasing that, you have a job or a career that gives you stability in the meantime. He doesn't have that. And that is not good. But hey, if Elise wants to settle for this guy, then Elise wants to settle for this guy. And the fact that she's looking to move to Australia is absolutely bonkers.
There's no way that she's not good enough for him.
And you're not losing your trust fund moving across the world, though, are you?
I hope to God not.
Would you be willing to give that up to be with Josh?
Ooh.
Baby, I love you.
So her saying, baby, I love you, was her pretty much saying, no, well, you know, I'll still move over to Australia for him. I find that to be nothing but utterly BS. You know, after this tour, I've discovered that I believe there's going to be at least 2 couples 100% I see coming back on 90 Day Fiance. But I also have a third one too that also has the potential. I'm just not too sure if it's going to happen. All right. And I will tell you those couples by the end of this video. All right. But let's dive into it.
No way. I'd take a trust fund over Josh any day.
I texted Josh and I was like, I'm glad you really didn't defend me when Nat called me a psycho. He was like, you made me feel tiny in front of everyone again.
Tiny?
I'm glad you chose your trust fund over me. That, right? That's what I thought. I didn't answer that.
Never did.
Because I will choose your trust fund over Josh.
And she went over to say, I'd even choose over Burkan. I mean, listen, why wouldn't you? Burkan's the kind of person that's going to ruin your trust fund, let alone actually help you, you know, profit from it anyway. But either way, though, the matter of the fact is, it seems to me, like I said before, the whole tattoo thing is out of insecurities. It's out of control. Because this man's now saying to her secretly that he's not happy with her answers. But then on stage, he told everyone that he's happy with their answers. Tells everything they need to know about Elise and Josh. Honestly, this is a desperate attempt in their relationship. Her moving to Australia is absolutely bonkers. Trust fund or no trust fund. What are you going to do there? The guy can't look after you because he can't look after himself. Fair enough, she says that apparently he's moving closer to his child, but what does that mean? What does that actually truly mean? You see what I mean? Doesn't mean a goddamn thing. But listen, it is what it is. Now we're going to move on to the next one.
I'm pretty sure Stig was sleeping around with other people.
Nope.
Oh,
nope.
whoa. Forrest.
I'm pretty sure.
Right now and say that you didn't cheat.
I didn't ever cheat on you.
But that's crazy.
Right after all the Ant Spring drama, somebody texted me and said, that guy's never gonna love you like I would. And said, that guy's never gonna love you like I would. And then I replied and I said, yeah, you're right. Because that's how I felt in that moment. And
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, listen, we've known from the very beginning that Aviva and Stig were never going to work. It was clear as day. Clear as freaking day. And the fact is, the fact that this storyline has now flipped to the point where Stig is continuously accusing her of being the cheater is actually nasty work. Absolutely nasty work. Now, was she wrong to be texting back this guy? Absolutely. If you know you are dedicated to the guy that you're with, then why would you text somebody else back? But let's talk about why she would actually even think about texting someone back. It doesn't even matter what she messaged the guy back. She did it because she knew that their relationship was coming to an end. She did it because she had doubt in the future of a relationship with Stig. But Stig was unable to give her any clarity that he truly wanted her, that he truly wanted to be with her. And that's why I believe she actually decided to, you know what, in the heat of the moment, I'm going to reply. I'm going to reply because maybe I just need a backup plan. This guy may be the backup plan if things don't work out with Stig. I'm not saying what she did is right, but what I'm saying is if you're ever in a position where you feel the need to text back somebody who you know you shouldn't be texting back, that tells you a lot about how you feel about your current relationship with the person that you're with. That is something that I want you to bear in mind.
I replied to that text I shouldn't have, especially being in Belize. That was very disrespectful of me. But
And then like Arizona, Aviva got caught talking to other men.
I do find it very fascinating. Now we're talking about Aviva the whole way. Interesting. Now back in Arizona. What was she doing in Arizona?
Multiple times. I'm not going to inclusive resort. I'm going to go to the pool, read a book, have a good time. Cool. Barely answering me. Any at all. Boom.
Sucks, doesn't it?
Go on Instagram and Aviva is at a pool party and her best friend posted a video and they're obviously in a section with a bunch of guys.
You know what's so funny about what Stig is saying? He's ranting about all these things about Aviva being in this place, doing this with that place, and da-da-da-da-da. He says all of these things as if he hasn't been doing the same thing. This guy, he's good. Really deflecting. Pushing all the conversation onto Aviva and not about himself. I see what he's doing it. Scumbag move.
There are guys in the background. Where are you? She's like, no. I'm like, show me. She hangs up and she stopped answering my calls. I told her.
Go out every night and not answer me, and that's okay. And I was supposed to believe you. And then the one time I go to a pool party, it's a huge deal. Like,
I'll explain to you why, dearie. You see, each time he's gone out and done his thing, you haven't given him a hard time. You've allowed it. You've accepted it. But when you go do it, he's not allowing it, nor is he accepting it. So that's why he's obviously being vocal about it. Now, I'm not saying that these actions are right, but what I'm trying to say is that you set the standard of where you allowed him to behave the way he wanted to behave. You see what I'm saying? And then now he's trying to set the standard of how he doesn't want you to behave the way he behaves. He knows that what he's doing out there when he's not with you is probably a whole bunch of ruckus. And he's now paranoid that you maybe didn't say anything to him. It's as simple as that. So the moral of the situation is, if you ever get in a relationship with somebody, please make sure you set the standard that you actually want to happen around you, not the one that you don't. You see what I'm saying? So Aviva can complain about the fact that there's one rule for him and another one for her, but that's because you accepted it. You should never accepted it.
Like, why were you just around? He's been around. He has a Spanish girl. He has girls pregnant all around. He needs to focus. I know for a fact that he has more than one girl pregnant right now.
Oh.
That's crazy. Crazy. And that's his cousin or niece or something like that. That's crazy. That's a family member snitching on him. The question is, do you folks believe that he's got kids laying around somewhere? Do you believe it? Ooh-wee.
No.
That is an out-and-out lie.
Yeah.
do I believe he was maybe messing with a girl? Yes. But do I believe that he has a kid? No.
Ah, the poor soul. Poor soul. You know, I'm happy the relationship's over because Aviva seems to me as if she's never going to be awake, alert to the fact that this man ain't shiz. Like, I'm not saying he's got kids, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't put it past him. So for her to believe that everything's A-okay and this man has not been doing her dirty is nuts. I mean, she believes that he's cheated. Just doesn't believe he's got a kid around. But listen, if he's cheated, then that means there's a chance he's got a kid around, right? She don't understand how that works. But I guess she's just trying to say things to make her feel no. Maybe she tries to see it in a specific way so it doesn't make her feel even more like poop. Do you know what I mean? Either way, though, we continue. Oh, sorry. We're now moving on to the next one.
So your family hasn't been asking you for money?
No more. No.
That's not what I was told. Her parents were asking her for money.
I disagree with that.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to know, Sheena.
Oh.
It's a lie.
My parents, they didn't ask me for the money anymore.
Is that the truth?
Oy. Molly, who told you that? Forrest?
Yes.
You know what, though? Molly and Forrest's relationship is hilarious, you see. Molly knows that Forrest cannot lie. He's not a liar. He's always going to be upfront with her. And this is the issue that we have here, you know. I know a lot of people are giving Molly a hard time this whole season, but people have to understand something. Forrest has unintentionally been the problem. Because, you see, he will go to Molly, his mother, tell her everything that is true. She will ask him questions. He will tell her everything. From the truth to truth. But then when he goes and has a conversation with Sheena, Sheena will then tell him this is how you need to behave and this is how we need to be. And he will 1000% agree with it. But then he goes back to his mum and his mum will ask him, so what happened? She'll be like, well, basically, this is what Sheena said. The mum will be like, what? I'm sorry, but this is hilarious. This is hilarious. You know what? It's crazy because Forrest is the one that keeps getting Sheena in trouble with his mother. And he doesn't actually recognize that it's him that's doing it. But I'm not saying he's wrong because him being an honest person is a brilliant thing. But god damn. He needs to understand that he's shooting himself in the foot every single time he's telling his mum something. But then at the same time, though, him telling his mum the truth, and then his mum letting him know that Sheena is nothing but a compulsive lie, isn't a bad thing. It's just annoying because, you see, when it comes to Sheena and Forrest, she's not a compulsive liar because she, for the sake of not, because she doesn't love him or whatnot. It's just her mechanism. It's quite sad, to be honest with you. Sheena really needs to improve that. But yeah, anyway, let's continue.
Forrest, did you tell your mom that?
So, asked for help, but then they didn't, take any money from her.
They asked for help, but she didn't send it to them.
Exactly.
Oh.
But they've asked.
But Sheena, you just said they have not asked for money.
Mm-hmm.
So you see what Forrest tried to say? He tried to explain in a way that he's trying to say, yeah, but that's not what happened though, but that is what happened. The host actually doing the host's job.
No, they didn't.
But Forrest is saying the opposite.
Yeah.
They have asked, you haven't given.
I want you to succeed too. I saw what was occurring in your family. You're working all these hours, and they just give all the money to your brother.
Yeah, that is quite nasty work though, isn't it? But Sheena, let's listen to what she had to say.
What's happening with your brother, Sheena? Your parents help your brother, but you have to help your parents. So your money is basically going to help your brother. Is that true?
Are your parents helping your brother?
My brother, no, not so much. Yes, Mom.
I just want to know if
Sheena, they are. It's just that simple. Your money helps your parents and then helps your brother. See the transaction? Oh my gosh.
the day comes, would you really actually leave and come over here and stay? Understand her need to take care of her family and be there for her family?
Actually, I haven't decided for the longest years. Yes. But what is your timeline to actually start this process of getting the K-1 visa?
Well, since, Rick, I would say I'm ready after here.
Listen, let's call a spade a spade. Sheena's never leaving. She's staying there. She's never going to the USA. She has no she has. Probably is the reason, but I don't see it happening. I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if we see in the next maybe 2 to 3 years, maybe a year, whatever, and we hear that Sheena is now in America. I'll be very, very surprised. Because if you ask me personally, she's somebody that obviously cares and loves her family dearly and wants to always be there for them. But at the same time, she also cares and loves for Forrest. But I feel like her allegiance to her family matters to her more. And I feel like she would tell Forrest everything that he needs to hear and want everything that they need to hear just to make sure Forrest doesn't go anywhere. But her long-term goal is to finally get him to move there. And she was close to making it happen. But Forrest went and told his mummy. And then what happened? His mummy then knocked some sense into him and he said, no, never mind, I changed my mind. The matter of fact is this, right? Sheena's never going to win over Molly. But Forrest in the same conversation is never going to win over Sheena's family. You see that dilemma right there? But I do feel like if they do make their relationship work overall, it will result more, in my opinion, with Forrest moving there rather than Sheena moving to the States. Give me your thoughts on that one. Now we're going to move on to the next one. God diddly damn. This tell was too funny.
Ectopic pregnancy. What? Even considered she could get pregnant.
Wait, could have an ectopic pregnancy when you had a partial hysterectomy. It wasn't a full hysterectomy. It was a partial one.
An ectopic pregnancy is a pregnancy that happens outside the uterus.
That's crazy.
Pregnant right around the first time we had sex.
Wow.
I didn't realize you can even get like a partial yeah, you know the word, yeah. I didn't even know that was even a thing, to be fair. I thought if you have one, you just have one, do you know what I mean? So that was quite fascinating to hear. Let's continue. So I guess the rumors spread by the sister, but by the daughter regarding Elise being pregnant were clearly true.
Wow.
And Daniel didn't want anybody to know. Faith finally found out. I did tell her.
And did you accuse her of sleeping with other people?
Yes, I did.
You believe me or
That's
not?
a man. That's a guy in Nigeria here that she knows very well.
Okay, Daniel, hold on.
It's crazy, man. Like the stories that we're getting this year with this tale is there's so much back and forth with everybody's got like what's going on here. So now we're in a situation where Lisa's the one that has been accused of cheating, been accused of sleeping with another man. And to be honest with you,
Do you feel like you were cheating on Daniel?
I don't, because we weren't doing anything inappropriate. It was normal conversations.
No connection, though.
Yeah.
She was genuine with him, but still, that's a form of cheating, I think.
the fact that Lisa was entertaining a whole other dude while she was with Daniel that tells everything they need to know. To be fair, some people would even argue that emotional cheating can be worse than physical cheating. Some people can argue that because you see, when it comes to emotional cheating, it means that you are more prone to actually leaving the person you're with to be with the person that you are now emotionally connected with. When you physically cheat with somebody, it doesn't necessarily mean you're guaranteed to. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to leave the person you're with for the person you're cheating with, because physical attraction is not as powerful as emotional attraction, or should I say, physical connection is not as powerful as emotional connection. And I would say this, especially for a man. I would say for a man anyway. An emotional connection is so much more superior than a physical connection. But I could also argue to say that that would be exactly the same for women as well. But do what you will with that information, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely want to hear your take on that. But either way, though, Lisa, You have not been a good girl.
You guys have been talking on video call, and you have, this guy have seen your nakedness.
He has.
You're in a relationship.
No,
Now,
we're not in a relationship.
Listen, can you
Just
stop two
because
passages
you
at a
think we're in a
time?
relationship does not mean we're in a relationship.
You consider Lisa?
Just because you think we're in a relationship doesn't mean we're in a relationship. But what does that really mean, though? So did you actually break up with this man? Did she actually say to me, you're no longer together? Or should she just go off and do her own thing and just assume that they were over? Or is this due to the fact that, they're traditionally married? Interesting.
Your girlfriend?
Yes, of course, I do.
This work going forward if Lisa's traditionally married to Daniel in Nigeria and now has a new man in Nigeria?
Yes, it's not that I don't respect traditional marriage, but there is no legal something that really backed up. It's one.
Okay, let's break this one down. So basically, what I'm hearing from this is that everything that Lisa went through was utter nonsense. Does this mean every time we've seen any kind of relationship that has happened in Nigeria that is, had traditional behavior or whatever, it's all been for nothing? Because Lisa was told that if she was to break the rules again, if she was to step out and die, if she was to do anything wrong, then, well, she'd be cursed. Or, or something bad would happen, etc., 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 etc. But now this other Nigerian brother is saying, nah, tradition doesn't mean a single goddamn thing. I can still take it if I want to. I need to have a conversation with one of my Nigerian brothers. I need this explained to me because this doesn't make any sense now. Because that means every single thing, every single step that you make to be with a Nigerian man. I'm not going to say African because I don't know if this relates to other African countries, right? But with a Nigerian man, but then again though, it might not even be just, maybe it's a specific Nigerian man from a specific tribe. You see what I'm saying? I don't even know which one he's from, to be fair. So maybe it could be the one that he comes from, that specific one. They practice this one, but this other guy comes from a different one. And he's like, well, I'm not a part of their community, so I can do what the hell I want. Either way, though, it's kind of crazy because the whole idea is to make the woman believe that she cannot go elsewhere. But Lisa said, F you, I'm going elsewhere. And this guy said, don't worry, you can come my way. The whole thing is a cluster F.
Kai and I are having a legal wedding.
Have you proposed to her?
Not yet. We are on the process and she'll be coming soon.
So you're getting married, but you haven't proposed yet.
Take your time. I would take my time with a wedding, but I'm still moving, Faith, to be with him and to live with him and to grow with him and to...
I ain't surprised by Lisa's attitude. I ain't surprised by her behavior because this is Lisa, goddammit. This is how she has always been and always will be. This does not come as a surprise. It should not come as a surprise. Absolutely abysmal behavior. Why does Faith stick around? Like, your mother's never going to respect your opinion. Just because you're going to Nigeria, it doesn't necessarily mean your voice is going to matter even when you're there with your mother. She's going to do what she wants to do no matter what. That's just that. Beginning of the season, she promised her daughter that she was not going to get married while she was in Nigeria. The woman got engaged on the very freaking first day and then ended up leaving traditionally married. Further enough, technically speaking, she didn't break that promise, but she got engaged, which means she did break that promise. The whole thing is a calamity. Absolute calamity. But listen, we're not done yet. We need to have a listen to this one. this one here.
I want to talk to Molly. Molly, I'm sorry I was so against you. I came here ready to scream and yell and stomp my feet and tell you what a bad mom you are, but you're not. You're not. Then all of a sudden, I started watching and I started seeing things, and she's hiding something.
Thank you. Yeah, you guys are seeing exactly why I've questioned everything. Yes.
I find this quite amusing. So, Lisa wants to tell Molly that Molly is no longer a bad mum, as if Lisa's actually a good mum. Lisa had an intention of grilling Molly for being a bad mum, as if she's not a bad mum. Wow. I don't think Molly would have given a damn about your opinion. Because you don't listen to your daughter at any given time. You moved this child about 15 times in her whole entire life. So much to the point she has no friends. But you wouldn't let her settle in the school to even build friendships. And she was going to grill... At least Molly's been there for her son. through thick and thin. Fair enough, we have our opinions, but boy, Lisa is not fit and never will be fit enough to ever criticize most parents in this world. And Molly? Yeah, I know listen, Molly may do a whole too much, but she's a far better parent than freaking Lisa is. The audacity! Nah, man, that's funny. I found that one funny. But let's get into the last one. The last one here is all about what happens with Elise and Emma as they, well, things aren't exactly looking good.
I was hooking up and, everything that happened with me and him. But then I found out, shortly after I told you, he tried to hook up with him. He, showed me. And it was multiple screenshots.
Hey, then call him. Get a screenshot.
Elise said, call him. Now, to clarify, they're talking about Rob. Okay, call him. But it's a screenshot. If a woman says to you, or whoever it is says to you, okay, we'll call that person right now. You went in there to accuse Elise of wanting to sleep with Rob after you told her that you and Rob been sleeping together, right? So Elise said, okay, call him. But that's just a screenshot. Call him. But instead of calling him, what does Emma do?
It's just something that bothered me when I heard that you were trying to hook up with him.
I wasn't trying to hook up with him, so I don't know why he's telling you that. No, I did talk to him at a party a couple weeks ago, about our past year and how we're doing.
I'm so sad that you can't come to my room, just come and cuddle with me.
Okay, that's not true.
And I feel like I don't know who I can trust.
Emma is one of the most fakest people going. She went in there just to get some extra TV time. I promise you now.
You know what I mean? I have this guy, we're just hooking up, but I developed real feelings for him. And when I met you,
You and him were just hooking up, and then you developed feelings for him. So? That doesn't mean a goddamn thing. Doesn't mean a goddamn thing. You knew that you was just hooking up. But then just because you now have feelings, that's not a him problem. And it most certainly is not an Elise problem. That is a you problem. But you see how you're behaving around it. It's not very attractive, is it? But hey, people will behave however they want to behave.
I really cared about a friendship with you.
The vibe I'm getting from Emma right now seems fake, and I don't care about Rob. Do you just think you're that hot? Bitch, you're not.
I won't lie to you, the more I listen to Elise, the more she grows on me. The thing is with Elise, when I see her in her relationships, I can't stand the girl. But when she's just generally talking, oh God, yeah.
I understand that. I don't know what
very
point
weird that you're trying to play this sad cry girl, poor me, I'm the victim. You're pointing a finger at me when I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not.
Don't raise your voice at me.
But I do. Don't get me mad and attack me. That guy's not your boyfriend. He's able to do whatever the he wants. You're with Stig and you're.
I mean, she's not lying. Rob can do whatever the hell he wants. Absolutely the hell he wants. But you're out here trying to call out Elise.
Blamed for something you didn't do. That's how I feel.
Elise,
right
but I'm asking you.
I'm telling you the answer, and how many other.
The way she flipped it, but I was asking. You wasn't asking. You said you got screenshots, and then she said, okay, we'll call him. There was no asking. You was coming in to cause an issue, because you wanted extra screen time. Just call it what it is. Emma is so fake. This woman is going to be, well, I say woman, this girl's going to be single for a very long time. Any man that actually ends up even being with her, I hope for her sake, he doesn't try and take advantage of her stupidity, because you see, she's the kind of girl who's more likely to attract a guy that isn't a good guy, because of the way she carries herself. Do you see what I'm saying? She needs to carry herself far better. But don't get me wrong, regardless of how any woman carries themselves, anyone can be prone to meeting the wrong guy. I'm not gonna downplay that in any shape or form. But in this situation here, Emma needs to fix up. Now let me talk about the 3 couples that I believe are coming back for other seasons. Well, we know Emma's already coming back in for Hunt for Love, so she's not included in this. But I have a strong feeling that Lisa will be back with her new Nigerian fling, because I mean they showed him, so just the way they showed Matt before with Jasmine, so they will be back. I see it coming. Whether Daniel will play a part, I guess we have to wait and find out. The other couple that I see coming back is Josh and Elise. Why? Well, because she's going to Australia. So I'm pretty sure they'll do another season of her being with him in Australia. Or him maybe even coming to the States. I don't know. But right now, that's the journey. So I do see that one potentially coming back. And the other one, Sheena and Forrest. I can see them coming back. I feel like they've got a story that TLC are like, you know what, I know people are going to want to see these guys back. So I can see that happening. These are the 3 couples that I'm expecting to come back. I'm not saying they will come back, but they're the ones that I expect to come back. The question is, do you agree Or do you have alternative couples? Give me your thoughts on that one, please. But hey, tomorrow, single life. So be here for that one, please, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you there. But apart from that, have a great freaking day. Don't forget to hype the video, subscribe, like, and yeah, peace.